Okay. Just like a little hangout situation, a little hi, how are you? I've made some moves that are fun for me recently. I just thought I would turn on the camera as I was kind of doing a little dusting, a little kind of rearranging. It's gotten a bit messy in here. The last little bit. I just thought I would like hang out and do a ramble hang vid. Just for funskies. Because I need to set the studio back to its crowded standard normal. And I'm home alone and I'll play a couple things while it's happening. Actually, here's the first thing I'll play. I'm kind of blowing the dust off some amps. Because I haven't been playing a lot of the different things that I've got at my disposal. And I just love Peavey stuff so much overall. I love certain Peavey things so much. And stuff like this, Musician, and the 1x15 Black Widow cab that's underneath it is, well, I just think they're so good. And they're still affordable. And if it wasn't for Peavey stuff that's like this, moving through it, I just like taught me so much. I've learned so many different things from this 70s Peavey stuff, and it was ubiquitous enough and cheap enough that it was the first things that I was able to flip for a profit. And without like that little kind of foothold to start flipping for a profit, I wouldn't have been able to like get other shit to learn other things about other brands. And so to a certain extent, like without cheap Peavey gear, I just wouldn't have learned as much as I've learned, and I wouldn't have been able to afford, I wouldn't have been able to afford the things that I can afford now, just through flipping. So, it's just so fucking fun to have a Univox high flyer back in my life again. I had a Sunburst one earlier this year, and I quickly sold it. It was a pawn shop find. It was the same Phase 3. Phase 1 and 2, I forget the differences, but they've got single coil pickups that are a little bit more like a Maserati, and they've got this same fake Jazzmaster trim. Phase 3 keeps the Jazzmaster trim, but turns it into these fun humbuckers. And then Phase 4 goes to a rat tail, keeps the humbuckers. No fucking lie, this is my favorite reverb on this amp, for sure. And this is just like kind of gross and loud and dope. buy Flier as bought currently off of Facebook Marketplace for just like a stop everything you're doing and go buy this guitar amount of money, and it's in great shape. Two issues with it: I haven't really cleaned the input jack, so that'll explode. But the gosh dang vibrato arm snapped off inside of there, so. If you have a Univox, I don't know, I haven't really tried to see if I can, like, drill it out or not, but, you know, oh well. And then the nut is unoriginal and cut to be basically flush with the fucking fretboard, so I've got a little bit of paper in here to give me a bit more room for frets 1 through 3 on E and A. About this musician, they... Two eras of this 400 series musician. This is the latter era, and this is the era that I prefer. Of the musician, not the bass. The bass is dope and works for a great guitar amp too. The only thing that the bass has that I would really miss would be the reverb from this, which I think is fucking-exceptional. Anyway, this is the later version. What the later version gets you are two things that I think fucking rule and rule hard enough. Three things that I think rule and rule hard enough that you should hold out and wait to buy one. And don't buy the earlier one by accident. You've got two channels on this amp, what they call the normal channel, which is just a 3-band EQ, and a gain, and the effects channel, which has distortion and fuzz, as well as tremolo and a 6-band EQ. You also get, that's the same for both versions. What the later version gets you, sidebar, the distortion is terrible and so is the fuzz, and if you like them, don't let me steal joy from you, but like you have this is just not worth your time. The distortion that you were just hearing is coming with both of those off and with the channel gains cranked. Anyway, return to main bar. You've got two inputs on channel 1, two inputs on channel 2. That's the same for both versions. The latter version gives you two more inputs in the center of the amp, parallel and series. You can choose between the two and run channels 1 and channel 2 in parallel or series. That alone would be worth making sure you get the latter version. But you also get a master, what they call a master gain, but which is a master volume on the amp, and a master reverb. I forget how they did the reverb on the earlier one. This fucking crushes. Wait to find one for the parallel in the series. And usually when you are buying these, you are not buying that, like, there's no difference in price, really. Especially if you're buying them like off of Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace. They all generally cost like between $150 to $400. If you are paying $400 for one, either don't, or the seller should be telling you that it has had a full recap in a pro service and has receipts. And that's all. Right now, where you were just hearing the normal gain cranked, the first channel gain at 50%, and through the parallel input. We'll do the same through series. The series is noisier, it's more chaotic, it's all sorts of dope. It's got a great clean tone, you can do a lot of things with that amp, but let's keep it moving for fun's sake. Because it is 4:20 p.m. I've got some more noodling that I would like to do. I've got some more extemporaneous speakings that I would like to do before we leave here today. Hello. My playing time is not what it. My playing time is a little thin right now, so I'm just kind of getting it in. Regular viewers to the channel know that I am studying to be an attorney at law. I am in my first semester of law school at North Carolina Central University. This is my exams week right now, and I'm also blessed beyond measure to have a 2-year-old. So if I finish up studying and can get home a little early, then what is this? How does this work? Oh yeah, I'll plug it in. Then I'll start plugging things in and having a nice time. What I'm plugging in now is an amp that is it's a late 60s. Hold on, I'm plugging it in. I'll wait to tell you what it is until I'm facing the camera. It's a late 1960s Traynor YBA 1A, which, according to my friend Rob, who knows things about Traynors, and according to people on the internet, is very similar, if not identical in meaningful ways, to a Marshall Plexi. The YBA is about 40 watts on a pair of EL34s, and the YBA 1A, which I'm plugging in right now, has a fan on the side, and apparently they get 90 watts out of that same pair of EL84s. I don't know enough about things to be able to explain to you why that's pot. I don't know. That's just look. This is just off the stat sheet. I don't really know what's going on inside of it. I bought a. Here's another cool thing that's relevant to the channel. I bought a Les Paul. But Owen, don't you already have a gold top Les Paul? I'm glad you asked, internet. I do have a gold top Les Paul. I've played that gold top Les Paul in other videos. But now I have 2 gold top Les Pauls, which is fucking dorky. and great. This other one that you may have seen before is a 1981 gold top Les Paul Deluxe. In 81 means it gets a 3-piece maple neck, and the mini humbuckers are still in it. The Deluxe weighs 12 fucking pounds. But I had just been like eyeballing actual Les Pauls for a little while, waiting for like the right one to sort of pop up. And this is actually a 2021 Gibson Les Paul, and I bought it off of Craigslist. And I mean, fuck me if this thing isn't extraordinary. It is so good. It feels so nice. And it checked all of the spec boxes that I wanted out of whatever Les Paul I was gonna buy. And one of the unofficial rules of Loud Art Gear Supply is make your purchasing decisions principally on price first. Your first gear buying decision should be pay less than what the market rate is for that gear. The second thing you should keep in consideration when you're buying is spec over aesthetic. Like, if it meets the price quotient and it meets the spec quotient, but it doesn't meet like a color preference, buy it anyway and get over it. So I didn't think that I wanted a gold top, let alone like another gold top, but I really did want a Les Paul with humbuckers. I wanted a body that had no weight relief whatsoever, and I wanted a 50s neck profile. And then this boy popped up on Craigslist for $1,800. Oh, and I wanted it to be a Les Paul Standard. I wanted a Les Paul Standard with a 50s neck and no weight relief whatsoever. The no weight relief was like a kind of narrowed down, like which eras I'd be able to work in. And then this thing popped up for $1,800 as the asking price, and I paid it. And I'm glad I did. The cab is exciting and cool. That is a Guild Thunderverb or Thunderbird maybe cabinet. It would have come with a Guild Thunderbird amp on top of it, and it's a 215. Roughly the same dimensions as like a a Fender dual Showman cab. Whoa. Well, good news, bad news, friends. I can't play through that right this second because it doesn't feel safe to the speakers. I sort of got sidetracked. The speakers that are in it are late 60s, early 70s JBL D140Fs that came from a dual Showing cabinet. Felt like I lost the second one while I was playing. But right then was the hardest that I've ever pushed that cab before. So I wouldn't be surprised if I just kind of like did a bad job of installing those speakers. Hardware wise, maybe I lost rattled loose some of the wire connections. But hey, that's kind of what it sounds like. You've got 4 channel inputs. They're jumpered right now. Channel 1 is kind of dark and muddy, and channel 2 is like super fucking bright, and you can blend them. That is similar in lots of ways to a Marshall Plexi, I am told. And then I can't get you too close because you are plugged in right this second, but you also have a interesting kind of tone setup. You've got volume for channel 1, volume for channel 2. You've got bass and treble controls, and then what you have are 2 knobs to the far right next to the standby switch over here that read low and high range expanders. It's just, look, I'm just here to learn you. And those are kind of 2 additional tone controls. How they work, how they're built, I don't know, ask somebody else. You might be saying to yourself, and that Traynor YBA 1A doesn't look like, visually, it does not look like the Traynor YBA 1As to which I am accustomed. And to that I say, great eye. You're right, it doesn't, because there were 2 body styles. That wasn't in quotes. I was just emphasizing the 2. The second and more common body style is similar to that combo that you see right down there. That combo is a YGL3, I think. Traynor model names are a little bit goofy for me to be able to memorize well. But the design language notes that I'm talking about are those that silver, kind of that silver accent that goes on side panels, and side panels being sort of emblematic of that era of Traynor. So you got the chassis itself that is sandwiched, kind of bookended between two side panels with that silver trim. And this YBA 1A is a little bit older, and so you've got a more traditional case. I'm just getting this out of the way. What I just got out of the way is a Mesa Boogie Mark III. Sometime in the future, I'll be making a video about a new studio space because I am going to be having another kid with my wife, Nell, because we love each other so much. That is Ernest. And we also love Odette so much. And we'll have another kid in March. And our house is tiny. And this room is required to stand a fighting chance of raising 2 children successfully. So all of this gear, with the exception of guitars that I can fit on the wall in the other room, and maybe an amp or 2, is going to need to be moved into a yet to be located self-storage practice space. I don't play acoustic guitar on this channel very much, but I have a couple. I have 3, and I like all of them very much. And this one is a bit of a dream. It is a 1964 Gibson J50, and I'm still kind of getting used to it. I bought it at an estate sale. I don't know, 9 months ago, a year ago, and it sat in a long queue to see a luthier friend of mine. I needed a high fret fixed, and I thought that I needed top braces re-glued, but it turns out the top braces were fine. What I needed was this adjustable saddle that came stock beginning in the early 1960s, maybe 62 or 63. For the hardware had gone loose on it, so it sounded exactly like rattling braces, but it was just the underside of this bridge, the hardware not being tight. These bridges are usually one of the first things to get kind of replaced, electively replaced. I'm sorry, by bridges, I don't really mean bridges. What I mean is just the saddle itself. This saddle is a piece of ceramic that you can raise or lower to your preference with these screws here. It makes for an efficient use of time, but also makes for quieter guitar. But before I did anything major, I wanted to hang out with the guitar and play it for a little while. And kind of get used to it. They can say anything you want. They can say anything. The front and the back don't have to match. They can say anything. Don't tell me, don't blame me. I voted for parole. My other car's back in Desert Storm. Party naked in him I'm reborn. Cowabunga, nuclear whales. Myrtle Beach hot tub and spa supports Little League ball. I wonder where I'll be 5 years from now, on some lonely stage in front of a lonelier crowd. Will I raise my voice, lift the song into the air? I've looked inside, I'm just a walking blank stare. Some semblance of books tied together by a guitar. I wear a tired look. I wrote that song freshman year of college and hadn't thought about it in a long time. It just sort of popped out. I would like to play an actual song on this guitar and then pack up a little bit and go get Odette. It was nice hanging out with you. Law school's fucking hard, man. It's worth it. I'm glad I'm doing it. I'm 36. It's never too late. I never thought that I would have the opportunity to do something like this. I'm really grateful for it. I was convinced for a long time that I was not a person for whom many beautiful things about my life would be possible. So I'm just so lucky to have been wrong about so many different things. This song's called I Saw the World End at the Gay Dolphin, and it's from the Myrtle Beach opera that I've played little tiny snippets from on this channel. And one day you'll see the light of day. It'll see the light of day. the Gay Dolphin is a trashy beach store that if you're from like North Carolina, you would know like Wings and Eagles, similar to that, except it's been there since the 1940s. I saw the world end at the Gay Dolphin. Ferris wheel kept turning round. Funnel cake in the air. Hermit crab dead on the ground. Y'all only see what you wanna see. Y'all don't know Myrtle like me. I saw the world end at the Gay Dolphin. That's where the world ended for me. I tore the strip up like Hugo. Chasing red lights in the breeze, shooting Roman candles, the tourists on their knees. I fell out at the Treasure Club. I came to at the Crazy Horse. What the fuck, y'all don't have Southpaw? I put a cigarette out on my arm. I saw the world end at the Gay Dolphin. Ferris wheel kept turning round. The air smelled like corn. Shark tooth necklace on the ground. Cut the ropes, shred the knots, dig up Dusty. We'll sail back to the shed. Snack on tea, snack on beans, snack on ice. Fire up the CB, see who's out there, see if we can catch a wave that makes sense, that'll bring us back from the dead. Oh, I saw the world end at the Gay Dolphin. I saw the world end at the Gay Dolphin. I saw the world end at the Gay Dolphin. In the real version, this is a songwriting rule. This is a songwriting hack for songwriters. Never hold a note whose lyric is just the word corn for very long in real life. Just like don't spend a lot of time just really drawing out the word corn. It's not a poetic word. There's a release date for my new record. It's under the name Owen Fitzgerald, and it's called A Deep Claim That You Can Count On. And if you made it 43 minutes and 30 seconds into this video. You're one of the first people to know. You can follow me on Instagram. For the time being, it's at Owen Matthew Fitzgerald. But don't be surprised if you need to find like Owen Fitzgerald. I might ditch the Matthew to help clear things up. And the name of the record's called A Deep Clean That You Can Count On. I'm excited to share it with you. And thanks for hanging out this afternoon while I reset my brain. Discovered a potentially broken 2x15. Played a really good sounding amp. I'd say two really good sounding amps, and two really good sounding guitars, and then one guitar that's just so charming it sounds good. And well, I just hope the rest of your day is better than you deserve.